E. coli outbreak in East Tennessee. This time, well water is to blame. The bacteria affected more than 500 people that visited Climeworks in Gatlinburg. And you may not hear about well water being used all that often, but according to the Sevier County UT Extension's office, most recent numbers, more than 500,000 people in Tennessee relied on wells as the source for their drinking water.
And the EPA estimates more than 13 million households relied on private wells for drinking water in the U.S.
So tonight there are some questions over if well water is safe to drink, and I spoke to experts and we found the answer.
It's something many people don't second guess. Is the water coming out of the faucet safe to drink? And that all depends on where it's coming from. Most people in the U.S. get their water from a public water facility. Others who might want free and reliable water might get theirs from a private well underground.
Wouldn't necessarily be as safe as water from a public utility.
Dr. Sean Hawkins, an associate professor in biosystems engineering, says when you get water from a well with no type of filtration system, you don't always know what you're getting.
That the water that arrives at your house from the well is not chlorinated with the residual for safety like a publicly owned treatment works water would be.
And if you do have well water,
every year or so to have the water tested.
We can come out and test your water.
Todd Keith works at Knoxville Water Treatment. He says if you do have your water tested, make sure you know what you're testing for.
We're going to test on site for things like iron, for sulfur. We're not going to have the ability, nor is anyone else going to have the ability to test for E. coli there in the field. You want to have that sent off to a lab.
Keith says the chemistry of your well water can change dramatically in just 2 weeks.
Anything from, animals climbing into the well water, you could have runoff, oil spills, anything like that.
Experts say that while finding contaminants like E. coli in well water doesn't happen all the time, it's still not considered rare.
And water quality specialists also recommend a filtration system that uses UV light. This can help cut down on any bacteria that might be contaminating water that's coming from a well.